Yes, sir.
What's up, Manny V? Where you
Oh.
at, brother?
What's up, Steve Action Jackson? I'm here in San Diego. Trying a little something different to make sure all systems are go before 6 o'clock instead of wasting up to a minute prepping at, 5 o'clock. So here we are, brother. Here we are.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 326 of Boog Life, pitted with action and Manny V. Kicking off the new year in style, brother.
Yes, sir. It is January 5th. We had a couple weeks that we took it off. I mean, for the holidays and didn't have any stress, in regards to getting online and do pitted. So that was good. That was actually pretty good to take a little break. And here we are with some pretty amazing bodyboarding news and shout outs, the whole deal. So I'm pretty stoked.
Yep, fresh, rested, and roaring to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get this going. First and foremost, shout outs. I want to give a shout out to everybody who, reached out, touched base during the holiday season. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a Happy New Year, and I hope the year ahead is bigger, better, and brighter for everybody.
Amen to that. I'll second that as well. So, big shout out to everybody who supported Book Life through the years. We got a new year on our hands. Jackson, what are we going on? Year six, maybe? I think we started at the end of COVID, I believe. And
So I'm gonna say 2020 we started this. So
okay,
this is
okay.
this is year number 6.
Damn. And here we are still going strong with episode 326, I believe. I see Chris is online. Thank you. And he's wishing us a happy new year. So yeah, big shout out to all the patrons that hung tough and were came and went. And yeah, so without you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and obviously we love what we're doing, and we can't say thank you enough for everybody for the continued support. You know,
Yeah.
doesn't matter, thick or thin, sideways or whatever. You know, we just keep the boat afloat and keep this thing rolling, brother.
Yeah, as long as there's bodyboarding happening around the world, we'll still be here at the very least, with Pitted, because it gives us a reason to hang out and see each other, even though we're on the other side of the United States.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's kick into bodyboarding news. Couple of big pieces of news to touch upon this time around. First and foremost, the Margara Challenge in Puerto Rico has announced its date for the 2026 event. That's going to run in late January through early February. That's the contest window. Super stoked to see this because for those of you who have never been to Puerto Rico, there is a reason why it's known as the Enchanted Island. A big part of that, it's a wave riding paradise, and Margara is it's a true gem of a wave.
I mean, I'm seeing video clips of a lot of the top riders going there when it's massive. It's like, I mean, they got their own pipeline, is what they have. I mean, this wave is so top to bottom, a barrel, and it is something I'd like to see firsthand. But to see the best of the best of Puerto Rico, and some people do fly in from out of town to partake in the competition. And why not? There's 15 grand up for grabs.
Yeah, so we'll be paying close attention to this, as should all of you. I can't wait for this event to go down. We talk a lot about, specialty events or events that are run separate and solo, apart from the World Tour events. And, this is one of those events that you really want to watch. I mean, it just the level of riding, the intensity of this wave, it makes for some serious high performance bodyboarding.
Yeah, true that. And you know what, Jackson? I'm reading the description for this on this photo on Facebook, on the Margara Bodyboarding Challenge Facebook page. And what I'm reading is that the Room Surf Shop and Three Palmas Surf Shop, Their registration has ended. I don't know if it's just in those shops. Actually, I'm reading the picture. It says today is the day that registration closes. And according to the description that was posted 9 hours ago, there was only 12 spots left. Probably going to guarantee that those spots are probably gone by now, if they put this out 9 hours ago. But we'll reach out to them and see what they have going on as far as any open spots, and we'll let you guys know. And yeah, it's going to be another sick event. And I think, yeah, they got a pretty solid waiting period. I think it's, yeah, January 20th through February 16th. So almost a full month to wait for the best conditions at this iconic wave.
Yeah, well, hopefully they score the goods for this spot because when it's good there, it is truly epic.
Yes, I'm pretty sure they will.
All right. And now on to the next piece of news. The IBC World Tour has announced its 2026 schedule.
Okay. Why did you stop? And where can we see it?
I sent you the link for the IBC World Tour website
Okay.
with the tour dates on there. Um,
There it
a
is.
few
Okay.
th a few things. If you
Hold
can
on,
pull
hold on. Let me pull it up and then we'll have your voiceover over there. I can't wait to see what you got. All right, let me see it. Okay, here we go. Let me share this page and then we can hear Jackson's take on have at it.
every year when the IBC announces its world tour, I hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Granted, half the events are still to be confirmed. Um, the whole prime and rising designations, I think, is completely asinine. We touched on this last season. Unfortunately, here it is rearing its ugly head again. I think it's pretty ridiculous, and I'm amazed that the board of directors approved it in the first place, let alone running with it again this year. Um, but that's neither here nor there. Um,
Wait, hold on. Just to be clear, because I may not be the only one, but what does rising mean?
I don't know. For me, it seems like their way of designating between like a championship tour and a qualifier series event.
Hmm.
I'm not exactly clear on it, which is part of the reason why I find it so ridiculous because there's no clear definition and there's not enough events to distinguish and separate whether it's a prime event or a rising event. What is it? A rising event? Or what? Are they baking bread?
All
I mean,
right.
come on. I mean, but again,
I thought it was the juniors. I thought it was the juniors.
they've got men's, women's, pro junior men's, pro junior women's events listed as rising series events. You know,
Oh, oh, okay. I didn't scroll all the way down.
it is what it is. Um, the second thing I wanted to touch upon, Antofagasta. They've got it listed as a men's event and the Drobny World Championship event for late April into early May. But then they also have it listed as a women's event scheduled for August. I don't know if that's a screw up on the website
Hmm.
or if that's for real. I know I saw Women's World Champion Ayaka Suzuki questioning it on social media. I'd love to get some clarification. If they're running it as two separate events, again, completely asinine.
I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay. I didn't see it down below, but there it is. Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
And my third grievance that I have with what I'm seeing here for, I believe this is the fourth year, maybe it's going to be the fifth year. Hopefully somebody can clarify that for me. I didn't get a chance to review it. But for the fourth or fifth year, they're running a women's masters division, which I think is amazing. But for the fourth or fifth year, the IBC World Tour has failed to come up with a men's Masters Division championship.
I mean, I think you and I both know how it's put together. There's a event promoter in whatever country that has a amazing event. In this case, it would be Neymar and her. I believe this is her Wahine event down in Brazil.
That is correct.
And so um, I'm guessing the IBC reached out to her, they had their talks and included that as a Masters women's division. So my guess is why hasn't any of the other promoters put together something similar? That's my guess. It's not really the IBC as that's where it gets tricky because the people on the board they run the Fronton King, but they're also, the IBC body, which is pretty hard to not have. It's so tricky. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's obviously very difficult to make everything run smoothly and to put together something like even a men's masters event anywhere. Just put it on the Morocco event or the even the Pasquales or any one of those events. Just chuck in the men's masters. I don't understand why that doesn't happen. Even Sintra, like throw it in Sintra.
I'm really biting my tongue right now, Manny.
Bite it as hard as you can. We'll have that
I
discussion offline, or if you want, we can have it now. I mean, but yeah, it's a tricky situation. Obviously, we
Is it
could.
really that difficult for these self-serving, arrogant dimwits to figure it out?
All right, yeah, it's going to be a tough decision. I mean, a tough conversation for a lot of people to have, because promoters and the World Tour sanctioning body, I don't know if they should be one and the same.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's the IBC World Tour.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, we shouldn't be surprised by anything they do or fail to do.
And I think what they have in their back pocket is the fact that they're the only ones that are doing it and nobody's putting anything else on the table. So that, allows them to pump up their chest a little bit more than anybody, just because they are the only ones that are putting something together.
I just think it's a real shame for the riders, for the fans of the sport that, year in and year out, they find a way to drop the ball.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry if I'm coming off as overly critical, but this has been on a yearly basis ever since they took over the World Tour, and it's almost like they don't care. As long as they get to do what they want to do, you screw everybody else. And who pays the price? The people looking to compete and chase a world title, the fans that love the sport so passionately, and the image of the sport itself suffers.
yeah. I mean, I'm looking at all the cash purse, and I mean, it's difficult for the Groms to follow the Rising series. I mean, there's only a $5,000 purse on most of them, and yeah,
Well, it's not
it's
even the Groms. Like even the guys compete looking to compete in men's and women's. It's really hard to come up with the funds to travel to these events.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and if you don't make it to a certain point in the event, you're losing money. Gosh, man, I really hope that at one point the sanctioning body for the world tour is separate from promoters like it used to be, just so there's not a conflict of interest, which it seems like happens more often than not.
And I have to apologize to everybody who's watching this for me, being so extremely critical of the world tour. But anybody who knows me, everybody who knows me, knows I am extremely passionate about the sport and lifestyle of bodyboarding. And anything that's that detracts from that irritates me to no end. I said I was biting my tongue. There are moments like this where, you know, in the past I'd be spewing profanity, you know, and I'm doing my best to refrain from doing that right now, but it just it hurts me to see this continuing on a yearly basis like this.
I mean, I think you may agree, but we're not taking away from, and we're not pointing fingers to those that do show up and work their asses off at these events. Because we work with them, we know who they are, and we see the sweat, the grind that they go through to put their event together.
Blood,
Put the,
sweat, and tears for, the
yeah,
ones that really give a damn about the sport. It's blood, sweat, and tears every sweat of the way. It's pure passion. And I will never fault those people because they're doing everything in their power to make things happen. Unfortunately, there's a select few that make the call, so to speak, and they're the ones I'm calling out right now.
yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully, let's just cross our fingers, hold our breath, and see what is to come of this year. And hopefully, things will get better as the future, see what the future holds. I mean, that's what we can do. Just hold our breath and see what else is going to happen. I mean, you and I, we want to see the best for all these professional riders traveling around the world and having the opportunity to become the world champion. But there has to be, everything that we're talking about. There has to be something solid. So yeah, let's just cross our fingers for now, Jackson. And shit, hopefully things pan out where uh, a new board, a new body comes in and says, "All right, this is the way it has to be. This is the way it's going to be." Unfortunately, hopefully, egos don't get in the way and see the benefits. Uh, you know, the the main point is to have these professional riders have something solid to compete
And
with.
and to put a more positive spin on this, just to wrap it up, for all of the riders and for all of the event staff that are doing everything in their power to make the best of their opportunities, I have nothing but respect for you guys. I admire you guys. I love watching you guys ride and, push the sport to a higher level. And, you guys are the reason that when I see really good competitive bodyboarding, I'm jumping out of my seat, flailing my arms, shouting at the top of my lungs, going absolutely ballistic because you guys are really doing your thing out in the water, and it's always, always impressive to watch.
Yeah, amen to that. And they don't hold anything back, which is another thing on why the cash purse should be triple what it is because they're putting their lives on the line at, every event.
I
So,
mean, the waves themselves. I mean, fronton, that is a unique beast of a wave. I've never ridden it. I've never watched it in person, but just watching, events in years past, watching video clips of guys free surfing that place, that wave is no joke.
yeah, yep. And let's just cross our fingers, hope shit levels out, hope the right people get in the right positions to make, you know, the most incredible world tour that is possible. That's all we can do. Hold our breath. Quick shout out to a couple more viewers. Randy's Fishing Adventures. What's up? Greetings. And Rob Hennessy 63. Happy New Year to you too. All right, Jackson.
Yes. You know what? A quick little side shout out. I'd love to give a shout out to Rob Hennessy in New Jersey, part of the New Jersey Bodyboarding Club.
Yes,
He
sir.
actually jumped online and bought one of the Keep Charging t-shirts. So
Nice.
thank you, Rob, for your support. Thank you to everybody who supports Boog Life and supports Manny and I by going to waterbeingwarehouse.com and jumping on some merch to call their own.
Amen. Thank you, Rob, for hooking that up. We didn't do shout outs.
Yeah, we did.
We jumped right into bodyboarding news.
We did shout outs.
Oh, I missed my shout out.
Oh, well, let's no reason we can't jump back into more shout outs. Go for it, brother.
Oh yes, okay, I see. I was shouting out to Book Life patrons. That's always a standard across the board. Thank you guys. But I did have a shout out. I posted something on Instagram about this Mori Boogie 139 Red Edge that is just disintegrating. It has two blue fins on the bottom. And I was looking at it and I asked everybody, should I keep it or should I just trash it? Because it is deteriorating and you rub your finger across it and foam just falls to the ground. Um, and I got a message from somebody you may know, David Fleetwood. And he says, Manny, if you get rid of that, I got you. I believe I have one of them in my collection. And I'm like, David Fleetwood, I've seen that name before. Turns out he's one of the few customers or few bodyboarders that picked up one of those exclusive Aaron Lloyd photos. And I believe he picked up the Daniel Kaimi slide, one of the first photos of Daniel Kaimi, Mr. Boogie, one of the first bodyboarders. And if not, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, the first pipeline champion.
The first official men's bodyboarding world champion. Yep.
Yeah. So David Fleetwood, he says, Manny, I got you if you do get rid of that thing. And so I started messaging him, and that's when he said, oh, yeah, I actually picked up one of the slides. And I'm like, well, hold on to that because I immediately stopped, selling those individually just because I realized how priceless they are. And so I kept most of them or kept like 99.9% of them. But a few of you do have those slides. So I recommend you hold on to those. Um, and we got talking, and I'm like, holy shit. Why? And he showed me photos of his collection. So either this week or next week, we'll be interviewing him with his board collection. And I can't wait to get into that because he's
David
got
has one of the most
holy shit.
legit vintage bodyboard collections in the world.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
personally have had the good fortune of seeing a bunch of those boards, even shrink wrap a bunch of them at the Custom X Factory Forum. And yeah, he's a serious collector, and it's truly impressive, his collection of boards.
So we're going to be talking to him either this week or next week, and I can't wait to get into his collection because I mean, scrolling through his Instagram and just see, I think it's Boogie Museum on Instagram. I'll double check, but I saw two 139 Mori Boogie red edges, one in a shrink wrap that looked brand new, and another one that wasn't wrapped, and both of them were not plugged. I'm like, where did he find these? And we're going to find out during the interview. So I'm really stoked to be able to do that. So my shout out is to David for offering to hook me up with a, a not disintegrating Mori Boogie 139. Rob's saying hold on to that board because I'll regret it if I get rid of it. Um, but yeah, so if I since David did offer to hook me up, I may just maybe I hold on to it, and just put it in the rafters.
If I may make a suggestion, take the fins out, take the board to the Custom X Factory, and have PMA shrink wrap that bad boy.
Okay, that might be a better idea just
That
because
that will help preserve it a little longer.
not a bad idea. All right, I might do that. Perfect.
All
There's my
right.
shout out. There's my shout out.
Nice. All right. So from the vintage bodyboard end of things to the next generation of bodyboarding talent, we're going to get into the Boog Life video of the week. This video dropped last week.
Jackson, hold on, hold on. just one last bodyboarding news.
Okay.
Um, I did interview Luz Grande, I think, last month, and I am gonna drop the audio and the video for fellow patrons. So that's gonna happen in the next couple days. So keep a lookout for Luz's interview. We pretty much just talked about her gold medal win this earlier or in the middle of last year, and she was so stoked. So that is going to be dropping. Uh, most likely tomorrow morning, if not the following morning. So be ready for Luce's interview on Book Life. All right, there it
Nice.
is.
All right. So into the Boog Life video of the week. This video dropped last week. It's a video clip of Oliver Laverne, son of two-time world champion Amory Laverne. And this kid is absolutely crushing it in Indonesia. Like to the point I was watching and I'll be honest, I was a little jealous. One, this kid's charging Indo. I still have yet to get there. Yet, but at the same time, this kid rips harder than I ever have in my entire 38 years as a bodyboarder.
I when you sent this clip over, I'm like, Laverne, that can't be Maz's kid.
Maz's
And
kid.
this is insane. So when you're ready, we'll fire it up.
Let's get into it, man. Yeah, this kid's a chip off the old block. Maz has done well in teaching his son.
That's amazing. All right, so let's get into it. And I was gonna start it at later in the clip, but the intro's so epic too. So shout out to the video editor who put this together. Let's start it off and rock it. Hold on. Sound on three, two.
There we go.
Do we need to turn it up? Are we good?
Sounds good.
How old did we say he was?
I'm not sure how old he is, but he can't be that old. I mean, he was barely knee high last time I saw this kid, but then again, that was like 10 years ago.
Oh my God. He's got to be 11, 12, 13 around there.
Good guess.
Oh my God. And it's like 2 feet deep right there. So this is what it happens when you grow up blocks away from El Frontón. Wow, that was like just like the perfect day. So apparently I haven't been to this place, but you have this perfect dredging left on one side. Yeah, look how shallow it is. And then you go to the other side of the cave and you get a mirror image to the right. There's a wave just down the beach from, two waves actually, from Frontón, Agujeros, and La Guancha. That's where these kids are growing up. I'm wondering if he's wearing the helmet on the left because it's shallower and probably lower tide.
I don't know, but if I had a kid, I'd probably ask him to wear a helmet on a reef break like that. But yeah, next generation of Super Grom on display right there.
We're at the halfway point. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna put the link in our chat box here, and yeah, definitely go check it out. And yeah, I mean, gosh, when world champs create a little human being and they put them in the water, it's like, all right, it's just a matter of time before they become world champs.
Now, when I saw this video, the thought did cross my mind. What if in another 10 years we see the offspring of world champions Amaury Laverne and Pierre-Louis Costes battling it out on the world tour level? You know, you want to talk about paying it forward, passing on what you've learned to the next generation. That's a perfect example right there. Indisputable, undeniable. And I mean, the first time I watched that video, I was completely blown away. I had to watch it again. I was like, this is unreal. It got me so stoked, so fired up. Obviously, we don't have kids of our own, but I love playing the role of Uncle Steve, and I love being able to coach when I can. And just the idea of a world champion, passing on that kind of riding to the next generation, it gives me the warm and fuzzies.
I mean, Neymar, another example
Yeah,
of,
you got Luna Hardman, who's a junior women's world champion, daughter of five-time world champion Neymar Carvalho. You know,
and these are the
we
ones we
see.
know of.
And Ethan Capdeville competing on the World Tour, son of French bodyboarding legend, Nicolas Capdeville. I love, I love being able to not only have seen the legends, the first, second, and third generation of our sport, but now watching their kids grow into young adults and pushing the limits. You
Pretty
know,
epic.
for me, it's an honor and a privilege and something that gets me fired up more than I can really express with words. You want to see me bouncing out my seat? That's how I was when I watched that video.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think let's see. Let me just scroll down to see all the description. It says Oliver has been the youngest rider to ever ride Watakurang. Um, wow. So we need to find out how old he is. If you know how old Oliver is, put it in the chat. If not, we'll find out. But pretty amazing. I second that. To be able to watch the first generation into the future is pretty epic.
I mean, I'll even wrap it up with a neat little bow. It's been an honor and a privilege for us to watch Maz on the World Tour stage, win two world titles, you know, commentate on events he's competed in and won, and to see his kid doing his thing now. Maz, gee,
Yep. I mean that's what that's what he does right now. He teaches, he coaches all the Groms in his hometown in Gran Canaria. So to see his son, come out of that academy, it's like we're all stoked to see it.
I've always been proud to be a bodyboarder, but there's moments like that where I've never been more proud to be a boog.
Amen to that.
So, all right, with that wrapped up, and you said you're going to post that in the link, post the link in
Yep,
the
it's in
chat.
there.
All
It's in there.
right. So everybody can hit that up, watch it on YouTube, watch it in its entirety at your own leisure. Um, Let me pull up this week's Monday motivation. Shoot, I just had it. Here we go. Sorry, I had it on my phone. I was saving specifically for tonight. Tonight's Monday motivation comes from the legend Bruce Lee, and it goes as such. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily toward your goal. With that said, I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year. happy, healthy, filled with great waves. And with that said, we'll catch you next episode, episode 327. Until then, we're out.